Hi, I'm Erica Ramirez, founder of Illy and host of What About Your Friends, a podcast dedicated to the many lives of friendship and how it's portrayed in pop culture. Every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed, I talk to my best friend Stephen Othello and your favorites from within the Ringer and beyond about friendships on TV, in movies, pop culture, and our real lives. So join me every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed where we try to answer the question TLC asked back in the day, what about your friends?
This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. Welcome to Bachelor Party. I'm Juliet Litman. I'm here with Callie Curry, and we are talking about Love Island UK Season 3, episodes 33 through 38. Callie, Muggy Mike is back.
Muggy Mike is back. I mean, at the very, very, very end.
Very end. I just want to be clear, I did not watch ahead. So we're going to go back, but we just needed to acknowledge that Muggy Mike is back.
Wait, also, did he look better?
As you know, I've always found him very hot. But yes, I think he did look kind of better. I wonder if he's just working out less.
Yeah, he looked smaller, right?
Yeah. I think he was like less built.
I was into it. I thought he looked smaller and happier.
Is that because he hooked up with Jess? What do you think?
No, I do. I don't think he didn't say he hooked up with her. He said he could have if he wanted to, right?
Yeah, he didn't say it.
Okay.
I didn't see him say anything because it's okay. Callie's already seen it, but I didn't see him say anything. We will find out. I will find out. But I'm like so excited. I didn't even know this was on the table. Like I didn't even know these people could come back. And
it's happened in like a couple seasons.
It was a audience vote, and the audience had to choose between 2 randoms and Muggy Mike and Boring Sam. I think his name is Sam. I don't even know, to be honest.
His name is Sam.
Okay. Of course they're going to pick the 2 that they know. I want to ask you a question. We'll get into it. But when they did the people on the bottom, the 4 people at the lowest, and then the bottom 2, they had to decide who was being dumped immediately. The bottom 4 was Olivia, Amber, Tyla, and Jonny. And then Tyla and Jonny had to decide between the 2 of them which one of them was going home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that this was the bottom 4 and this was the bottom 2? Or was this a producer contrivance for maximum drama? Because I was like, this...
I think it's the bottom 4.
This is convenient. I was like, this is very convenient. You do? You think this is actually
But
it?
how is Amber convenient?
Well, Jonny and Tyla being the bottom 2.
But who else would be there? First of all, we both are watching, right?
Yeah.
Tyla and Jonny are my bottom 2.
Well, Tyla is she's just like a nothing. Jonny's definitely the bottom. I hate Jonny. It's very, very clear.
Like how Tyla acted when Jonny was leaving. I was like, oh my God, come on. And then the next day she was totally fine.
She was hyperventilating. I was just like 2 seconds ago, you didn't even like him. I was so confused.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
She just decided
I think she felt bad that he was going home.
And then he's like, I'm going to wait for you. It's like, why? What is he? You think you're going to go to war and never meet another girl? I hate both of them, but I didn't hate her until before that. I was just like, she seems fine. I guess I was just surprised that Theo wasn't lower.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, if not her, then who else? I guess maybe Theo. By the way, yes. I know it was an asshole thing to do and say, But it was really funny when Theo said it.
What did he say again?
He was like, oh, okay, you're crying, but if you were really that sad, you would be leaving with him.
Oh, yeah. Great point. It wasn't an asshole thing to say. It was real.
And afterwards, he was like, I know I'm not the only one thinking it. I love how he can't say TH. I'm not the only one thinking it. I'm just the only one that's going to say it.
Theo's great.
I was like, he's correct. Like, I know it's... And Amber was like, I laughed. I'm going to be honest. I did laugh when you said that.
Listen, there's nothing about Jonny that should make anyone want to like give up the opportunity to get a lot of followers, let alone like become famous. So she made the right choice by staying. But again, Theo was right. Like, yes, why was she like dying? It was more dramatic than anyone on Bachelor in Paradise when Rodney left. Like, I was like, Tyler, girl.
You know what? It was more dramatic than when Jess left and Dom stayed. I
know.
And they loved each other. They're married.
They're fucking married. They've got 2 children. I was just like, Tyler, you said he gave you the ick. You don't even like him. You don't like how he's acting.
No.
I guess it made me...
She didn't like how he wasn't manly, which was interesting.
That reaction made me really dislike her. Until that point, I was kind of like, whatever. But it was so disingenuous and it just seemed like she was worried about how people were going to think about her in that moment.
Mm-hmm,
and I think this set of episodes, because they're getting close to the end, it's become clear to me how much they really think about and care about the audience reaction, which I think is hard for me to understand because it's $50,000. And of course, I would not say no to $50,000, but like, I don't know. It's not like...
Dude, I don't even think it's for the money though. I think
$1 million from Survivor.
I feel like
you just want to be liked.
Well, sure, everyone wants to be liked, right? Especially if you're going on a show like this, I assume your personality.
Not Tom Sandoval.
Truly. I feel like if you go on a show like this, like you do want to be liked. Like most reality stars like to be liked. They want to be famous. It is what it is. But I think traditionally, the longer you go in the show, the more followers you get, the more famous you get, the more perks you get. Like most of the winners end up going to do, like they get $50K or $25K each, really. And then they get like all these other things. They get deals and like Molly May has, I mean, obviously she's probably an outlier because she's just made so much money off the show. But most people make money after the show. Even like some finalists that I'm like, huh? Like I don't even like them. And I still see them around.
So I was thinking about this, specifically as it relates to Liv and Chris. And we'll talk about their struggles in this set of episodes and her issues and his tears and whatnot.
Oh, I have a question for you about that. But yeah.
Okay. It just sort of like bums me out that like they go into the villa as just like random Giza, just like some bloke from Surrey, some guy from whatever. She's from Surrey. He's from the farm. And then they leave like famous. And it sort of like makes me sad. I think I find fame sad and like corrupting, which is so insane because I spend my career like talking about famous people and reality stars.
That's probably why you feel that way.
Probably. But I'm just like, oh, like I like Chris right now so much. And I'm just like, and I've been told.
Worried about how he is.
Yeah. And I've also been told, minor spoiler, I've been told that like Liv looks really different now. And like, it just like makes me really sad. And I'm just like, you guys are great as you currently are. And I just wish you had forces in your life to tell you that. I'm just like, I like really love like Chris and Kem and Marcel as they are in the villa. And like the famous versions of them is like so unappealing to me. Like Kem obviously like loves attention so much. I can't even imagine what he would be like when he's actually getting it from like, tens of thousands of people.
Well, since I know
know
the answer to all of this, Kem's definitely not what you think.
Okay. Is he still a hairdresser in Romford?
I don't think he's a hairdresser in Romford anymore. He definitely still does. I went and looked at all of their Instagrams last week to like remember. Liz did look very different, but now not so, like she looks kind of the same. Definitely some tweaks, but not as much as before.
Okay. Glad to hear that. Because also like Jess looks different. I don't know. Like I just sort of like one thing I really enjoy about the show is it's just random people having a good time, looking for love, entertaining themselves. And then they become famous all of a sudden. And it's just sort of like, for no reason.
I was going to say, I do semi-agree with you. I also think it's how you attain fame, right? Like, I think Reese Witherspoon, for example, I don't know why I thought of her, but she's been famous for a very long time, and I would say she's mostly normal. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like...
Yeah, I feel that way about Jennifer Garner. I'm just like, she seems super normal despite having such an abnormal life. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like how you attain it. Going from 0 to 1 million is probably really tough to handle. I think that maybe like gradual is easier. I think maybe if you have a really strong family and it's gradual, it's easier.
Also, if you have a skill, like what is Liv's skill?
Oh yeah, if you're an expert at something.
Yeah, you're an actor, you're an athlete, you're a genius, you're a Neil deGrasse Tyson, like something like that. Yeah, like Liv, I'm worried about her after this. Like she can't handle being in the bottom 4 and then not having the undivided attention of the boy she's coupled up with. If she can't handle Chris going to comfort someone else for a minute, how's she going to move forward? Like, how's she going to live this life? I'm just really worried about her, and also found that super annoying. And she is really reactive. Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say, if someone just breaks up with me, I'm going to take them at their word and the next day not be like, okay.
Think they're broken up. Yeah.
Like, the fact that she was surprised that he was acting like they're broken up and they're done. It's just like, yeah, Liv, you dumped him.
Yeah, she was like, I mean, obviously, I did say that, but like, obviously, it was just the heat in the moment. I'm like, that's not a heat of the moment type of thing.
Is that what is she gonna like cheat on him and be like, sorry, it's just the heat of the moment? Like, control yourself, girl. Do you think she had any validity in how she was feeling?
No. Do you? I think that, okay. Maybe on a scale of like percentages, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her 9 to 11%. I understand.
It's very low.
My question for you, because I know how invested you are in this relationship.
Too invested. It hurts.
Do you think that Liv is any part of the problem? I mean, do you think that Chris is any part of the problem, or is it all Liv?
I do think Chris is part of the problem. I think it's mostly Liv, but I do think there is some Chris. Callie is furious with this answer right now. Let me explain.
Yeah, please.
I found it kind of weird and annoying when he goes over to Tyla and he's like, love you. She's like, yeah, love you too. No, like, really love you, babe. And I get frustrated with men who are too, like, who are not
friendly.
Not discriminating enough against like other people. And he is just friends with everyone. Like the way that when she got annoyed with him with Theo because he was like causing problems in the house or whatever, I kind of understood that. It's just like, Chris, pick a side and like stay on it. And I do think that like I'm not saying this is a bad trait. And she says it too. Like she's like actually really sweet about him. She is like, Chris is a great person, who's really empathetic and everyone likes him. And that's annoying. That's like a paraphrase of what she says. And I think that's like kind of fair. Like it's annoying. Yeah. And am I also very invested in Chris? Yes. But I didn't think this for a while at the show, but now that I've watched a lot of it, I do think that he gets a very, to quote Liv, very, very favorable edit. Like I think that the show wants him to seem like perfect because he probably is.
Well, they didn't start the edit great. He came on the show and everyone thought he was an asshole. So
he sent him a polar bear.
I think it's who he is. I also think I understand your point, and I would understand it if that were really Liv's point. But I think she's annoyed because people like him more than her. Yes.
I think she seems very damaged.
And this all happened after it said that Liv was punching. So that's something that's in her head. Like all these things are in her head. So she even said in her interview, she was like, he makes me seem like I'm crazy and he's making me look crazy because he's so nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Though that doesn't seem like it's his problem. It seems like it's your problem.
I do find really nice guys to be annoying. And it's not like a nice guys finish last.
Yeah, but he's not that kind of nice guy.
No, he's just friends to everyone.
He's not like everything's great. I'm gonna be so sweet. And those people are annoying.
He calls her a dickhead. He calls her a dickhead all the time.
Dickhead. Also, like even with the Theo thing, he was like,
"Are you bantering?
I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he did, and I don't think not Theo talking to Tyla and to Montana, just because Montana told him that he had to do it a certain way doesn't mean Theo has to listen to her. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to.
It is true that the girls are kind of like demanding a clickiness that is A, bad for TV, and B, immature. So I get that.
So I think Chris being like, I don't think you did anything wrong. I had to do the same thing when I came in here. And then what, is he supposed to fucking ice him out because everyone else doesn't like him? Chris is like, no, I don't have a problem with him. He didn't go after my bird. And by the way,
I've really been saying bird a lot.
I think if Theo did, Chris wouldn't care.
So like, this is the thing that they talk about a lot in the house. It's like, should you change for your relationship? And Kem and Chris are always like, if you can't be yourself, then you have to end it. Like, then it's just not going to work out. And like, that's like very firmly their stance. But I think that if I were Liv, I would be like, I wouldn't say, if I were Liv, I wouldn't be able to say it in these words. But my take, empathizing with her, is that she's very insecure, even though she's, to quote Chris, a ledge and a beaut and stunning. I love when he says you're a ledge instead of legend. And as a result, I feel like if he, like the right partner for her would like identify that insecurity and go over to her and be like, are you okay? I'm sorry, you're in the bottom four. And so I understand that like he didn't do anything wrong, but like that's kind of like why Kem is right, is because they just like don't fill in the gaps for each other, even though they're obsessed with each other.
I agree with that. I think that if Chris knew Liv well enough or picked up on things, which by the way, they've known each other 2 weeks. I don't think he's going to like get it overnight.
Callie, it's been 4.5. Okay. They've said that several
for
times.
A month. So but he came in later. So it's probably been like 3 weeks.
2 days later. It's 5 months, 4 weeks.
Would say, okay, so a month. I say that like maybe down the line, if he didn't get it, then I'd be like, absolutely not. Do I think he can still pick up on it in like 2 more months? Probably. Also, I think we talked about this, but I think Chris is actually a smart guy. I think he's like way smarter than he comes like you would
definitely
initially think. So I do think if he knew Liv and understood Liv, he would know like that really hurt her feelings. And now she's like questioning everything.
She needs a boost.
Spiraling. Yeah. So you should go check in on her. The problem is, and by the way, another smart one, Jamie picked up on it and broke it down in 5 days.
The most, I obviously love Chris, but the most I've ever lusted after anyone on the show is Jamie talking about books. I was just like, yes, Sapiens. Let's talk about Richard Dawkins. Let's go.
Him being like, the problem is, Liv, you want him to come check on you. It did hurt your feelings that you were in the bottom four, but instead, when that happens, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Liv being so taken aback by Jamie's insights was really funny. She was like, wow, I should pay you.
I know. She was like, wow, that's it. And then she, in her interview, she was like, he literally just like laid everything down. He had it right on point. I'm like, right.
Camilla's so weird. Camilla's so weird that I just like don't know. But to answer our weekly question, who do I think is married? Like, I could actually see Jamie and Camilla being married because like they have something. I don't actually, but they have like a conversation that's not just like sexual and like Love Island. It's like substance. It's like actually like what are our shared interests?
So you're kicking Montana and Alex off the ledge.
I don't know. I don't think it's Jamie and Camilla. Camilla's not ready to like. She's just too nutty. But to her credit,
I was gonna say, do you think that he's that nutty?
No, he's like
he seems so normal.
Is he the calmest person I've ever seen on a reality show? He cannot be fazed. He just is like takes everything in stride. He's very even keeled.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to read. He has information.
He's good looking.
He's good looking. I mean, like we said, what is she doing in this show? But what is he doing on this show? It's just like
I was gonna say he's so normal that it's confusing. Why are you on this show?
He's more than normal. He's like a catch. It's like a hot guy who likes to read. Whoa.
By the way, I would love to know why he's still single. Like Camilla, it makes sense. Her job is like super taxing. Like, where is she going to meet somebody? But
also, her hair is so hard to look at. Maybe no man can take it. Sorry,
I feel like men don't even like pick up on that.
They probably don't. Just look at her boobs or something.
Her boobs are huge.
Yeah,
but why is he here?
I do not know. For fame, I don't know. He's a model.
I don't even think he's like that though, because he's not even stirring shit or like doing the things that you need to get fame. He's just kind of like, all right, I think I'm going to try to find love.
Also, the thing that's interesting about him, he is sort of the new advice giver because he's so insightful and just like taking it all in. But Gabby and Marcel, they didn't need to text instead of talk about that. They only needed to call out Montana and Alex. I thought that was absolutely riveting when Gabby was like, I'm going to text you something. She said, she instead of saying to Marcel, she like texted it in the phone saying like Montana and Alex are trying to like take their spot in the villa as like being everyone's like advisor or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was so interesting for two reasons. First of all, did they think that the producers wouldn't see that? Like, did they not want people to hear? Why did they text it instead of saying it?
Yeah, I guess it's so that other people don't hear, like other Islanders don't hear. My thought was, no offense, Gab, but you were never that.
I know. Also, I wouldn't really have thought of Marcel as that, except for Ian Sterling, the narrator, constantly being like, Dr. Marcel, good news, the doctor is in. It's just like, is that Marcel?
I think it is Marcel. I think it is Marcel and Montana, which is why they're everyone's favorites. They're always giving people advice.
Montana and Alex, I don't know. I guess he's just not speaking, so I don't know much about him. But like, what's going on there? He's hot. She's really into him.
We don't know much about him. I will say that because I've watched, we'll talk about it next episode, but in an upcoming episode, you get to see everyone's personality.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What a twist.
All the guys.
What a tease.
All the guys' personality.
That's good. I'm really excited. I thought that moment was just really interesting. But yeah, like Gabby seems like a really good hang and like a good girlfriend, but like she's not bringing that much else to the table.
No. Montana is really coming into herself. I think she's really funny.
She's really funny. She's having a good time. She's so happy to meet Alex. I like her a lot too. I just think she seems fun. She's a pot stirrer. She'd be a good housewife. I think that like of everyone in this cast, I'd most want her to be on a Bravo show because she has like both
she'd be great.
EQ and IQ, and she talks to the camera really well, but she's friends with everyone. Like I could just see her like really fitting in with like the Beverly Hills women.
Yeah.
If they were younger.
Also, she clearly has no problem saying what she needs to say. Like with Jess, she was very straightforward.
Yeah, she's loving it. Like she's loving being in the villa. It does seem really fun. Like just in general.
Well, I don't think it always seems fun. With this group of people, I would be having the best time ever.
Yeah, and they are having the best time ever. Like even with like the random volleyball challenge.
Only thing, I would not be able to go into the villa until I had like full body lasering for 8 months in a row. Because the amount they wear bikinis is crazy.
Yeah, it's constant. I don't get it. Like, do they wax themselves? Do they shave?
It has to be lasering. There's no way.
You think so?
I mean, I guess they could shave, but that's a lot of shaving. That's asking for ingrown hairs.
You could do some self-wax too.
I guess.
I don't know, but like, how long do you... It's just like the lifestyle for like people who go on Love Island. They just do lasering. Because how long do you have to prepare when you know that you're going on the show?
I don't know. You should have started lasering before you put in your application.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like the lifestyle these people lead or something. Because I just don't...
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. They are all so skinny. They look great. They seem comfortable. I mean, it's kind of wild to think about. Like, can you imagine being on TV in a bikini for 51 episodes of a show? So
no.
for 7 weeks.
I could do it on Survivor because it seems like you just get skinnier and skinnier on that show.
Oh, yeah. And also dirtier and dirtier. So you get covered up by dirt. It's all good.
But on this show, no.
This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements, so many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code Visible24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. Let's talk about some of the other things that happened. First of all, the Hideaway opened for Jamie and Camilla. Seems like they had a good night. Why in the world would they decide to lie about what they did in the Hideaway as a prank together? That's the only red flag about Jamie, that he was like, let's do this. Why?
I thought it was funny because it's a little inside joke between them. And I think but plus obviously Jamie told.
Oh yeah, it was Jonny.
Which I also liked. After he told him, he was also like, I feel like you went a little too hard on Theo last night, by the way. But yeah, I feel like it was just a joke, and to get Cam to do something a little fun, loosen her up a bit.
I find her, I like her, but I find her speaking voice annoying. The way she's trying to be coy.
But it's always coy. Even if she's talking about nothing, it's coy.
I know. It's just why, girl? You're on Love Island. You have to talk to the camera.
Everything is so slow, and you can hear the spit in her mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not okay. We also had the volleyball challenge, which was just really weird. When they just decide to send them out of the villa kind of for no reason. I find it very funny and also inexplicable.
I like that they don't take everyone. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's all the guys, all the girls, both, or dates. It's never only 8 people are going today. I love that they picked teams, and I thought Kem really shined.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect him to dominate in a volleyball challenge or a volleyball game, but
I also love how the women were talking after the game, and they were like, he was good, and Jonny just kind of was really good at staying out of the way.
I hate Jonny. I haven't hated anyone as much as I hate him in a pretty long time as far as TV characters. I'd rather hang out with Kendall Roy than Jonny.
I think that the way that he spoke about Theo was just so off-putting to me.
I completely agree. He was we said this last time. He was trashing him in a way that was just very personal and cruel.
For no reason. Obviously he ended up having a reason, and I'm sure Jonny couldn't have been happier that Theo did something he didn't like, because otherwise he was literally just a hater.
And Theo is provocative, but Jonny started hating him before that. He was threatened before.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo seems good to have around. I liked when he was doing the long jump over the pool. Also, that was impressive.
Wait, that was really impressive. And I had, when it came up again, I was like, oh, I remember this. I remember the first time watching it, I'm like, if he doesn't make it,
ouch.
You're
injured.
Obviously, he's Daredevil. We know, he popped
and an Olympian, so he knew he would do it.
Maybe. It seemed like a really wide shelf.
Yeah, it was that was at least 6 feet.
I mean, I don't know if it looked bigger on screen, but it was very impressive that he made it over.
I'm not really attracted to Theo, which I find surprising. He's really in my zone, but there's just something about, maybe he kind of seems immature.
Yeah, I'm not attracted to him either. I think he's good looking.
Yeah, objectively so. Yeah.
I do think Kem has it too, but the F for the TH definitely throws me off.
I think that's with a lot of British people though. That's just an accent or a dialect or whatever.
But can you say "the"? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
If I said say "the," they would go "pho."
The soup.
I found a video of my daughter the other day where I'm like, say hop, and she goes pop, and I'm like, no, hop, and she's like pop, and I was like, no, hop like a bunny, hop hop hop, and she goes pop like a bunny, pop pop pop, and I couldn't understand. Yeah, she says it's fine now. This is when she was 2. But that's how I feel. I'm like, can you not say "the"?
Maybe not. I don't know. Can we talk about the rap? We haven't talked about the rap. What's that song called? Leave It.
A little bit leave it.
A little bit leave. I didn't get that. I don't understand what that means. But
I don't get it either. But it was great.
We talk about the girls' rap. We got to talk about the girls' rap too. That was actually really good. But I was impressed. Also, they memorized a lot. But we'll come back to it. But leave it a little bit. That's what it's called.
A little bit leave it.
A little bit. What does that mean?
I don't
Can
know,
you tell
but
me what that means?
they all knew what it meant.
A little bit, leave it. And then I liked how Chris was upset that Kem and Marcel were like doing a song without him. And then they were like, okay, you can be a part of it. And then his role was just to stand there and introduce them. He had no part of the song whatsoever.
He was very proud of it afterwards. Like they all three like celebrated together.
Like he did something.
I know.
He's sort of like, you know how like in Salt and Pepper, there's the third woman who's the DJ?
I did not know that.
Okay, well there's a third woman in Salt and Pepper. I forget her name, but that's basically Chris. I'm gonna look up her name right now.
I met Salt and Pepper at
the
All-Star game in San Antonio. It was a long time ago. I was a child.
Really? Spinderella. That was her name.
Oh,
DJ Spinderella.
Yeah. And my mom walked up and was like, "Oh my God, my daughter loves your song Waterfalls." And I wanted to melt.
That's horrible.
I was so embarrassed.
It was so funny. They were so proud. Also, I think it's funny that Marcel from Blazing Squad is like willing to rap with Kem, who is just like a fan, as we saw a few weeks ago.
First of all, Kem is a huge fan. He takes every opportunity to sing Crossroads. Kem is like good at rapping. He comes up with these raps so quickly. I'm like, are you just like a freestyle wizard?
I think he's smarter than he seems too, as you said.
Yeah.
Fast on his toes or whatever. The girls rap.
Oh yeah, the girls rap was impressive because they memorized a lot of lines.
Yeah,
and like in order, it was crazy.
It was so girly. It was like the girliest thing that's ever happened on the show. The way they were like standing up there
and like moving their hips.
Yeah, and they're like bouncing. It was sort of like mom girly too.
When they finished, they all like were jumping up and down together. Oh
yeah, they were like so proud.
Made me laugh so hard when Tyler was like, when Tyler was like, I was jumping up and down because I wanted him to pick me up, and Jonny started to jump with me.
She doesn't like him.
No.
She's like us. She does not like him. It's okay, Tyler.
But I pictured it in my head and I was like, that would absolutely give me the ick. If I was like jumping up and down thinking someone was going to pick me up and started jumping with me. Now, if I did that to my husband, he would not pick me up. He would probably look at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And walk past me. But he would not jump with me.
I'm about to say,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Anything is better than that.
She really insults him a lot. I wonder after the show, I guess, do they go back and watch the show, do you think?
1,000,000%.
Because if you're Jonny and you go back and see all the shit that Tyler said about you, let's say he does wait. You got to be like, what the fuck was I waiting for? And she's not that she's wrong, but it's just like.
No, Jonny probably is watching it right now. Like he gets to watch it right when he gets out.
So he goes back to the beginning, starts over.
I
guess also Mike and Sam can tell him what they missed.
I feel like they did know some stuff that they missed.
Well, we'll find out. I can't wait to see. I'm pretty excited about that. The other bombshell we haven't talked about at all, Georgia from the challenge.
Oh yeah.
So Georgia comes in hot.
Too hot.
She picks Kem. It's a fucked up thing to do. She probably should have picked Theo. But what do you think? Like, what should have been the move? Like, what's she supposed to do there?
Well, she said she didn't know that they were back together.
She didn't know they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, last I saw, you guys were kind of like up and down.
Yeah.
And so she apologized right away. So Amber needed to relax a little bit. By the way, what is a bell end?
I have no idea.
They were offended by that.
I like the fighting because it's good TV, but Amber sucks. The only thing that I like about her is that Kem likes her. Is that terrible? I'm such a misogynist.
No, because it's not. Oh, wait. Ashleigh, our producer, just told us.
Ashleigh, a bell end is slaying the head of a penis. Huh. Oh, okay. I get it.
Huh. I mean, I guess. I guess it's like equivalent to cunt.
I don't say that word.
Well, I mean, I don't say it in normal life, but if I'm describing the equivalent to bell end. Oh, it's like dickhead? Dickhead's not that bad. Right?
Thank you so much, Ashleigh. She must be on UrbanDictionary.com right now.
Do you feel like dickhead's that bad? They made it seem like it was a horrible thing to say. That's why I equivalent it to
No, dickhead is not that bad.
C-U-N-T.
Because Olivia and
They
Chris
say it all
have
the
been calling
time.
each other. It's like their word of endearment for each other. It's like, you're such a dickhead.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think it's the equivalent of the C word? I keep getting less and less of the C word.
No, I don't. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all.
You
it's
don't
all
think they acted crazy when he said that?
But like with slang, it's all about the context, you know?
Yeah,
And
but
if we don't
even
know
if
it.
someone was being an asshole to me, like being an asshole, like, you dickhead, I wouldn't be like ready to fight because of someone calling me a dickhead. If they called me the C
No.
word, ready to fight.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we don't have the context. Maybe that's what it means to them. We don't know.
Okay.
We're not geezers from England.
Okay.
I love
you're
how much
correct.
Jonny said geezer. I don't even know why. It's like the only thing that was funny about him.
Also, I watched the entire season of Selling Sunset this weekend.
Oh, I couldn't get into it. I started it and I was just like, I hate these people.
Yeah. Well, it got worse. But G
Do you
Flip
know
is in
Brie?
it. Like, personally, no.
Have you met her?
I don't think so. Maybe a long time ago when she was with
I just remember when
Jonny.
she was married to Jonny.
Yeah.
Mansell. I say it like
But
I
I
met
don't-
him.
I don't think so. But if anything, it was like in a club setting, not like didn't get to talk to her or anything.
This is total side note. Nick Cannon constantly having children is so disgusting to me. It's
Well-
just unbelievable.
You find out on the show that if you have
Yes.
10 children, you no longer have to pay child support.
So you think he just kept doing it so that he wouldn't have to pay for any of them?
The only reason why I don't think that is because all of his mothers of his children seem very
Are
happy
rich?
with him. No,
Oh.
they seem like very, very happy with him. Like, no one's mad at him. Everyone loves him. Even Brie, like, it's like all of them are
It's
totally
weird.
fine with the situation.
I don't think Mariah Carey's fine with it, for the record.
Maybe not her, but she was the first one, right?
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
was obsessed with her.
Yeah. So maybe
Why are
she's
you so obsessed
maybe
with me?
she's
That was
not,
about
but
Eminem,
everyone
though.
else is, and like some of them like have multiple babies by him. Like some of them have one, and then 5 years later they have another. So they've been in a relationship the whole time. But he's in relationships with all of them. Brie says that they're in a relationship and she's happy.
So it's like modern day polygamy, kind of.
Yes, she's like, it's okay if we both can have other relations. We both can do whatever
That's
we
true.
want.
I totally agree with that. If they're happy, that's fine. I just think like, I wonder how it'll affect the children. The many, many children.
That's also a topic on the show.
Maybe I should watch. I just was like, I do not want to watch a lot. It's just the first episode was so contrived that I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Well, the new girl on the show is just like, I'm like, okay, you want to be a reality
What's her
star.
name again?
Nicole. It's just like
Right.
very, very noticeable that she wants to be on reality
she's in
TV.
In a fight with Chrishell or something?
Over something that happened 3 years ago. And since then, her and Chrishell have been friends. Chrishell had no idea that anything of like that there was even an issue. And then this girl gets cast on the show, and all of a sudden she's pissed at Chrishell. And Chrishell's like, huh?
Do you think this season seems as popular? I feel like people aren't really talking about it, but also I was just in Paris, so maybe I missed it.
I don't think it's as popular. But I mean, I know people that watched it. So,
Right. It's just it's a Succession world. We're all living in it.
I mean, yeah, that definitely dominated the weekend. The whole point of bringing that up was because G Flip, who's from Australia, said cheeky like 30 times in a 2-minute. Like everything was like, do you want to take cheeky this and cheeky that? Are you going to be cheeky? Are you thinking cheeky things? And cheeky, like she said cheeky so many times. That's how I feel about whatever we were talking about before. I don't remember.
Johnny saying geezer.
There we go. Yeah.
He says
It's just too much. Too much.
I'm looking forward to researching him. I love to research people that I hate, so I have all the information to hate them.
Well, I will say that I tried, or I looked at everyone's Instagrams and I couldn't find his.
Oh, wow. Maybe he was driven off the internet because other people also hate him.
I don't know.
It's not funny. Sorry. Why am I laughing?
I don't know, but I could not find his Instagram.
Shit. Okay. Well, eeks. So who do you think Georgia should have picked, if not Kim?
I mean, Theo.
And like, let's say Theo.
Oh, not Theo?
Well, I don't know. It's just sort of like, do you think that also, is she encouraged to pick someone by the producers before she goes in?
I don't know. I kind of get from what, because on this show, I feel like we don't really get to see Georgia. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong, but I just don't remember really getting to know her on the show.
The girl started to like her really quickly. Like she was like consoling Liv and like the girls just like, and then Amber apologized to her and like they just like were fine. Like the girls come around real quick.
And then when Montana came back from her date with Alex and he asked her to be his girlfriend, like she was there, like so excited for Montana. So yeah, it seems like she made those relationships very quickly with the women, which is always a great sign. But we don't get to know her as well on this show. But based on what we know from the challenge, I can understand why she would think Kem is her type.
Yeah. I was about to say she's great on the challenge.
Yeah.
And also, Georgia, we stand with you. Bear did revenge porn against her, and he is now
Oh my God.
in jail for that as a result. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's true.
I felt like that was crazy. I couldn't believe that he got jail time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not mad about it, but I feel like that never happens.
I think maybe it's different in the UK. Yeah, in the US, it doesn't happen. I don't think nearly as much. But it's like so horrible. So, all right, let's talk about who wins. I mean, at this point, I think it has to come down to either Marcel and Gabby or Kem and Amber. And I think I'm going with Kem and Amber. I just feel like Kem is going to carry them to the end. And also, like, they're kind of cute together now that they've been through their struggles.
You don't think Montana and Alex have a shot?
Oh, I keep forgetting about them. I think because I know nothing about him, I like can't see it. But I guess she is like the most popular girl. So yeah, maybe they come in second and Gabby and Marcel are third.
And you don't think that if Chris and Liv get it together, you don't think this will be quite the story?
I don't think Chris and Liv can rebound at this point. We're in episode 38. We've got 13 to go, including some recaps. And I just don't think people will believe in it. I mean, I don't. And I'm so invested in them. But like, I guess I would vote for them. But I don't know. They're just not right for each other. It's so upsetting.
Do you think they get back together? Because right now they're broken up.
Right now they're broken up and Muggy Mike comes in. Yes, they absolutely get back together. There's no way they don't. Those two can't stay away from each other. I mean, he cried after all. But I like when she was like, don't cry again. That's not going to help anything. She's like, you crying is why we're in this position.
I know. I was like, him crying is not why you're in this position, by the way.
Side note, I was in Sweden when I watched this batch of episodes. So I was watching these episodes via Pluto TV, which has the rights to Love Island UK in Sweden. And so I couldn't put on the English subtitles. So I had to just like listen in English. And then there were Swedish subtitles and it was really funny. It was like a very funny experience. And I feel like I paid much better attention because I really had to focus on what they were saying to listen through their accents.
Well, good thing that you are back because it's impossible to know what Sam is saying.
Oh, Sam. I have no interest. I would, just to be clear, I definitely would have voted for Muggy Mike, but I think I would have voted for one of the randos over Sam. Sam brings nothing, like literally zero. Who's he in a couple up with?
Do you think that they voted for them individually or in a package?
I don't know. Do you think I should ask my boss if I can move to the UK for the duration of the next season so I can experience it in real time?
How great would that be?
That would be psychotic.
One of my friends was there for 2 weeks during season 8 and was like, it was so awesome. Everyone was talking about it. It just felt so great to be a part of it.
I've heard on the women, the England women's soccer team, the football team, the Lionesses, that like the locker room is divided by like women who watch Love Island and women who don't. And like if you don't, you've like nothing to talk about. So.
Well, that's good to know.
Man.
It's good to know that we would be stars on the Lionesses locker room. In the Lionesses locker room.
I would be like Nathan on Ted Lasso. Although I only watched season 1, so I don't know if that still applies. But yeah, I would be like love to just hang out and talk to them.
You know what?
What?
Maybe not this time, but if we get enough people watching Love Island with us, let's have Spotify fly us out to England for a week to experience it and record live.
I'll start working on that. It's a great goal. I think people are watching, by the way, and though even if it's not that many people watch The Bachelor in the US, I feel that this is a real community of people who've become obsessed with Love Island. So, Callie, we owe it all to you. Thank you for getting us here.
I will say I have a few people that have DM'd me and are like, thank you so much for making me start watching Love Island. And I had someone DM me yesterday that was like, I can't wait for Juliet to find out that X and X are married.
Oh my God, who is it going to be? Oh my God. Is it Kem and Amber?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't wait to find out. I'm genuinely excited. I love this show. I love you all. Liv and Chris, I love you. Ashleigh Smith, thank you for doing the dirty work of checking out what all this English slang means and for producing this episode. Next up on Thursday, we have episodes 39 through 42. 41 is a recap. We're skipping it. We're in the home stretch, people. I cannot believe
sad.
it. Oh well, the new season starts so soon. Although I'll never forget Liv and Chris. You know, it's like just some couples you never get over. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.